21 years ago from this mosque in central Gaza, a group of men began what would become known as the Islamic Resistance Movement. Their aim, ending Israel's military occupation and establishing a Palestinian homeland. Since then, Hamas's stature has grown throughout the Palestinian territories, and it is now the de facto governing authority in Gaza. But its rise has led Israel to impose a stifling blockade on Gaza, isolating it and Hamas from the outside world, while the US and the European Union continue to diplomatically shun the organization they label as a terrorist group. Now, with the Obama administration's new push for peace in the Middle East underway, how long will Hamas remain isolated and denied a seat at the negotiating table?
The U.S. is very much interested in engaging Hamas and engaging all parties in the Middle East, but I find it very difficult for the U.S. and the international community to engage Hamas without Hamas accepting the three conditions which were put forward by the Quartet 3 years ago with regard to recognizing Israel, renouncing terrorism, and accepting previous agreements between the PLO and Israel.
But Hamas is not indicating that will happen. Instead, its focus is on maintaining its power base within the Palestinian polity and by reconciling internal differences with its rival American-backed Fatah faction and consolidating its grip on Gaza, while continuing to reject international pressure to renounce what it believes is legitimate armed resistance. Many have questioned whether America's isolation and Israel's siege have led to a radicalization of certain elements of Palestinian society. In recent weeks, security forces under Hamas's control cracked down on groups that share a similar ideology with Al-Qaeda. That posed a threat to stability and Hamas's ability to govern.
The extremism phenomena here in Gaza, or you see some people, radicals, people turn to take the law in their hands. This is part of the suffering, poverty, and employment, and also the lack of hope.
Should Hamas's grip on Gaza weaken and the rise of such groups continues, some fear it will be a dangerous development in the region and an indication that America and Israel's policies towards Hamas need to be changed, one that would be welcomed by Hamas itself.
Hamas is ready to negotiate and engage with the U.S. Very seriously, but Hamas would like to see an end to the siege and blockade which is being inflicted on Gaza for the past 3 years.
While U.S. Special Envoy George Mitchell continues his shuttle diplomacy, many here in Gaza are skeptical that an Obama administration which promised to engage the international community more has so far opted out from engaging with one of the major players in the region. Ayman Mohyeldin, Al Jazeera, Gaza.